One measurement we did was speed of aging. This is used on DNA methylation. So a clock inside the body showing how fast you age. So when my father did this, he was aging at roughly a 71-year-old pace. After the plasma exchange, his speed of aging reduced by 25 years. So he was aging at the speed of a 45-year-old. Dad called me one day and he said, Bryan, I'm in a panic. I just wrote something for work. I stepped away from my desk. I came back and I saw it's a jumbled mess. I'm experiencing cognitive decline and I didn't see it. So he felt terrified. He's losing his mind. And so he said, is there anything you have that is being shown to be promising for mental acuity? I said, funny, Dad. Actually, the team and I were just talking today about these plasma transfusions. So we had done some research. We had seen that there were a few studies for people that were using it for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So I said to my dad, like, Dad, if you're interested, I would be more than willing to give you a liter of my plasma. I don't know if it's going to work. The evidence is pretty, shallow, like may or may not, but like, if you're down, I'm happy to do it. And he said, I'm in, like anything to keep my mind. And so my son overheard the conversation. He's like, I'm in too. And so I was like, okay, cool. This is like a tri-generational plasma exchange. Let's do it. So the three of us got together. And so first my son had a liter of plasma removed. So basically you put a needle in the arm, blood is taken out, and then there's a centrifuge, they spin it, and it separates the blood from the plasma. So blood red, plasma yellow. Then the blood is put back into the body and the plasma is kept apart. And so there's a few cycles and you get a full liter of plasma.
Gotcha.
And so then he completed that. Then I went next. I had a liter of my plasma taken out. And then when my liter was taken out, his liter came into me. And then my dad went last and he had a liter taken out of his and he put my liter into him. And so we were measuring, for example, one measurement we did was speed of aging. This is used on DNA methylation. So a clock inside the body showing how fast you age. So when my father did this, he was aging at roughly a 71-year-old pace. So expected, that's his age. After the plasma exchange, his speed of aging reduced by 25 years. So he was aging at the speed of a 45-year-old, which makes sense because my speed of aging, right, is equivalent to like, it's one of the best in the world. It's 0.64. So he basically, it cut him down in half and that stayed for 6 months. And so it was really remarkable that it had such a meaningful impact on his speed of aging. Whereas with me, I saw no change. And it's probably because my biomarkers are basically identical to my son's. So there's very little difference between his biological health and mine. And so it makes sense. Whereas my dad is like not in as good a condition. So he would felt this big boost. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it was actually extremely successful, more successful than I thought it would be.
Gotcha. And you were measuring all your dad's markers as well through this?
Yes.
And for your son, it's as simple as donating blood.
Yes.
Right? He said just donate a liter of blood and then they separate the plasma.
Exactly right.
Was it painful when they were injecting plasma into you?
No.
It just feels like an injection.
Just like getting a blood draw. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sure you asked your dad this question and I kind of want to relay the same question to you. Did you feel any different with that fresh plasma or do you feel just the same?
Same.
And what about your father?
He reports it was life-changing. He reports he felt better energy, better mental clarity. He said that his coworkers were like, what is going on? Like, you're just different. So it was life-changing for him.
Kind of like having a long-term caffeine shot or something?
Yeah, he just, he wants to do it again. Yeah, I mean, it was, I can imagine being him. Like, he was telling me at 71, like, I guess like neither you nor I are probably aware of how hard it is to be 72 years old. Like, where your hearing is less robust, your eyesight is less robust. When you walk downstairs, you can't be like working on your phone or doing different things. You have to like focus on each step so you don't fall. So the boost he felt was just life-changing. Whereas you and I just kind of take these things for granted that we're just healthy and we feel great. We don't have to think about our health at all.
But you felt no difference from the plasma transfusion.
No, and no change in my biomarkers.
Is there like one activity you'd pick out as being the most impactful other than sleep? Sleep is your ultimate, right?
Yeah, sleep is the most powerful drug that anyone can take. The next is probably exercise, and the next is diet. Those three things in order.
Okay. When you say exercise, you're not just talking about strength training, right?
Yeah, it's strength and cardio and mobility. Yeah, but like for anyone who's not doing something today, it doesn't need to be complex. Just 30 minutes of activity is better than zero. So yeah, I do a lot of much more involved exercises, but it doesn't need to be complex.
Okay. And is your exercise protocol also evolving with time?
Yes.
How do you bring in new elements to it?
Just this past week, we published a brand new protocol. So we learn something new every week. Like we're always changing. So like in any given day, we change something. It's just constantly evolving. And so like with this plasma thing, most people would try to hide failures, but we just openly published it. Like, and the headlines would report out like, plasma transfusion fails, Johnson devastated. It's like actually like we're just publicly sharing the data so everyone knows. So but it's always evolving. I keep a protocol page on my website of everything I do from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, and actually and during sleep as well. So everyone has a real-time snapshot of I think we've built the best health protocol in the world, and it's all available for free, updated in real time.
Right.